Sarajevo, 1914, one bullet. That is all it took. One bullet, fired by one man, on one street, and within weeks, the entire world was burning. 20 million people died. 20 years later, they did it again. Except this time, they invented new ways to kill, bombs that could flatten entire cities in seconds. Gas chambers, atomic weapons, 75 million people died. Today, the world has enough nuclear warheads to do that. 12 times over. So when people ask me, could a World War III actually happen? I don't ask if, I ask how. Good evening or good morning, wherever you're watching this from. I'm Daniel Carter, and this is Flashpoint. This channel exists for one reason, because the world is changing faster than the news cycle can explain. And most of what you're seeing on television is not helping you understand. The question is simple. How did we get here? The answer goes back over 100 years, and once you see the pattern, what's happening today will make sense. To understand where we're headed, you need to understand where we've been. Let's go back to 1914. Imagine a Europe at peace for 40 years. The major powers, Britain, France, Germany, they're all industrializing, building militaries, forming alliances, essentially drawing lines and saying, if you attack my friend, you're attacking me. Sound familiar? These alliances were designed as deterrents, the same logic we use today with NATO, and just like today, the logic worked until it didn't. June 28, 1914, Sarajevo. Archduke Franz Ferdinand is riding in an open-top car. A 19-year-old fires 2 shots. Within 37 days, the world's major powers are at war. The alliance system guaranteed that one small conflict would drag everyone in. Empires collapsed. The Ottoman, the Austro-Hungarian, all gone, and 20 million dead. In 1919, the victorious powers gathered in Paris. They decided to punish Germany. Germany lost territory and paid massive reparations. The German economy collapsed. Inflation was so severe that people were carrying wheelbarrows full of cash just to buy bread. John Maynard Keynes walked out in protest. He predicted this treaty would cause another war within 20 years. He was right, almost to the day. Humiliating a defeated nation doesn't bring peace. It breeds resentment, nationalism, and the next war. It is 1933. Germany is broken. Into that vacuum steps a man named Adolf Hitler. He told a humiliated people exactly what they wanted to hear. Hitler didn't come to power through revolution. He was voted in. He promised to restore greatness by identifying enemies. That pattern never goes away. Within 6 years, Hitler had plunged the world into the most destructive conflict in human history. World War II was everywhere. On December 7, 1941, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. The United States was now in it, and now it truly was a world war. August 6, 1945. One bomb, one city, gone. 80,000 people died instantly. 3 days later, a second bomb destroyed Nagasaki. The war was over. For the first time in history, direct war between nuclear states meant mutual destruction. Every power now understood. Direct conflict meant death. Humanity had crossed a line from which there was no return. We had proven that we could now end civilization in a single afternoon. Out of the ashes, 2 superpowers emerged, the US and the Soviet Union. Each side was convinced the other was dangerous. But they couldn't fight directly, so they fought everywhere else. Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan. This was the Cold War. Millions died. For 13 days, President Kennedy and Khrushchev faced each other across a diplomatic cliff edge. American warships blockaded Cuba. We were on the brink. October 1962. We came within hours of nuclear war. American spy planes found Soviet missiles in Cuba, 90 miles from Florida. One Soviet commander, Vasily Arkhipov, refused to launch a nuclear torpedo when his captain panicked. One man, one decision. That's how close we came. Nuclear deterrence doesn't prevent accidents or individual decisions made in panic and confusion. Safety is an illusion. In 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed. The Cold War ended. It looked like democracy had won. Some called it the end of history. They were wrong. When the Soviet Union collapsed, it shattered into 15 new countries. Russia watched and remembered what it felt like to be a great power. Vladimir Putin came to power in 1999. He called the collapse of the Soviet Union the greatest geopolitical catastrophe of the century. He intended to reverse it. Meanwhile, China was rising, fast. By 2010, it was the world's second-largest economy, reclaiming its role as the world's leading civilization. The 21st century has been one crisis after another. The UN is paralyzed. International law is ignored. The rules stop mattering. So, here we are, Sarajevo, Hiroshima, the Cold War. The world has 3 active flashpoints, any of which could drag us into direct conflict. History doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. Competing alliances, check. Economic competition, check. Military buildups, check. We have seen this movie before, twice. Tonight we covered 100 years in 25 minutes. In the next episode, we go deeper into Europe and Ukraine. If this gave you a clearer picture, share it. I'm Daniel Carter. Stay informed, stay sharp.